Whenever you have specific hardware and you want to use it for a variety of different tasks, that is when you encounter a problem of hardware sharing.
This video is brought to you by OppiPies Academy.
So suppose I have one particular process assigned to a CPU, and then later on I want a different process to be assigned to that particular CPU, and then every one of them should be running simultaneously. So then it creates a problem because currently let's just consider that we have a single thread CPU and with a single core, and all it can do is handle one task at a time. Okay, and now for some reason you want to provide that particular CPU with two different tasks. So to do this, we have a very important concept specially used in cloud computing or overall building cloud infrastructures, which is called virtualization. Okay, so now virtualization is basically the entire approach which is taken to take a particular server hardware and then assign it to multiple different programs or a particular operating system. So this essentially means that you can add a lot of different programs or different objects or instances of a particular program on a particular single hardware, which then acts as an independent storage unit or an independent processing unit. Okay, so to make things a little bit more clear, let's imagine a scenario. Okay, so you have two different tasks. The first one is of number addition and the second one is of number multiplication. Okay, and now your computer has a particular CPU, and now that CPU is a single core CPU with single thread and it can only run one task at a time. So now the obvious way to solve this problem is to solve this task first and then solve this task. But this is not an easy or an efficient approach always, because whenever you want to solve two tasks at a time, it is more efficient to solve them turn by turn rather than completing an entire one and then moving on to the next one. So to do this, there is a software which is implemented on top of the CPU layer or the server hardware, which is called as the host operating system, and then this operating system directs the CPU or provides a particular task to the CPU. Okay, so now imagine it like there is a CPU which has its particular clock speed. So let's say the clock speed is 1 Hz, and this means that it is ticking once every second. So every 1 second you can run a completely new cycle of processing. So in this particular case, we have to first give the first second to this particular application which is of addition, and then at the very the very next second, we want to transfer that server power or the processor power to the next task. So in this way, whenever you have this sticking approach where you have different tasks being bottled onto one particular head or one particular hardware, that is when you can say that we have achieved virtualization. So there is a software which controls the bits of each and every work and then gives them one at a time to a particular CPU, and this is called as the host operating system, which takes care of passing in different tasks at different times to the CPU so that each one of them get a good priority and every one of them can be executed simultaneously. And this is a very good example of how simultaneous approach works even in the case of humans. Whenever we are doing two tasks at a time, we focus on one task, then we move our focus on another task, then we again move our focus back to this task. So it essentially seems that over a long period of time we are doing two tasks, but essentially at one particular time we are just doing one task. Okay, so that is pretty much it about virtualization. And now there are also a lot of different types of virtualization which are used in cloud computing. So the different types of virtualization are application virtualization, then we have desktop virtualization, then we have network virtualization and storage virtualization. Okay, so now all of these together form the main concept of virtualization, which is very much important whenever you are operating a server hardware or something of that sort to increase the profitability and also longevity of your hardware. Okay, so now let's look at application virtualization at this time. So first of all, application virtualization allows you to run multiple applications at a particular time. Okay, so in this case, when we have the example of addition and multiplication programs, then we have the addition program and the multiplication program running in application virtualization of each other. So in this case, the individual processes or individual calculations of each and every process are given one by one to the CPU. Okay, but due to this, we have a lot of different advantages, which is that we can run multiple instances of a particular software. So have you ever noticed that you can open one software and then open a new window of that particular software and work like it is a new one? Okay, so all of this is achieved by application virtualization, and which is basically allowing you to run two instances at a particular time based on single data structure and a single processor hardware. Okay, so due to application virtualization, you also have the benefit of version control, which means that you can run something from a lower version of that particular software also simultaneously. And with this, you can have better environments by which you can create and deploy applications. If you look at the real life examples, we first of all have Docker, which is an entire build, deploy and run pipeline. So you can have any application which has its particular Docker image and then take that entire image and run it on your hardware. And essentially, due to the nature of virtualization, the application is not dependent on the host operating system. It directly interfaces with the server hardware. And this is a big strength of virtualization, which means that you can make a lot of cross-platform applications which are very comfortable in running on different systems. Okay, so next up we have network virtualization. So this is essentially a way in which you create multiple different local networks with a particular defined set of network hardware. Okay, so currently from your home you might be having one LAN cable, but from that LAN cable you have multiple VPNs set up, and VPN stands for a virtual private network. So it essentially means that you have created an entirely new network based on a single network hardware line. Okay, and that is something which is network virtualization, where you can have multiple different connections on one particular line. So an excellent example of network virtualization is your router. So that router also switches very fast between different processes or different machines which require network bandwidth and then connect it one by one. So that is essentially why there are these devices which are called as network switches rather than routers, because they literally take the traffic and give it one by one. So let's say you have a very important highway and you have multiple lanes connecting to it. The logical approach would be to give an equal amount of time to each and every lane, so that each one of them are slowly merging onto the highway, and the highway is always populated. So this is how the highway corresponds to the main network line which comes to your house, and the later on connected roads essentially mean the different hardware which is connected to your particular system. Okay, so that is pretty much it about network virtualization. An excellent example is virtual private networks or even Wi-Fi routers. Next up we have desktop virtualization. So desktop virtualization allows you to run entirely new operating systems on a particular set of server hardware. Okay, so whenever you are running different operating systems on hardware, then basically you come across the stage where you have the operating system limiting a particular potential, and after desktop virtualization you can have Windows which runs a software called VirtualBox, and then on that particular software you have Linux which is then again running a particular task, and this is nowhere interfering between your system, but the core principle is again the same thing, where you have equal time given to Windows and Linux turn by turn by the processor, and with this rapid switching it is essentially solving tasks. And this is just not binary switches, like every second it is not moving to and fro. It is also dependent on the magnitude of work which you are providing. So if Windows is doing more work on the CPU rather than Linux in a particular case, then it will be making more sense to give more time to Windows. So this is how the entire virtualization is configured. So next up we have one last thing, which is storage virtualization. Okay, and whenever we are looking at storage virtualization, we have an entire array of network hardware. So in this case, I am referring to hard drives or various storage units. And then on those particular hardware, we have them assigned to a virtual storage system, which makes them look like a single virtualization component. Okay, and whenever you have a single storage component, it is very easy to transfer files to and fro that particular unit. So this is essentially how the RAID works. Okay, so we have RAID 0, where we have two different hard drives, but both of them behave as if it is one particular hard drive and data is stored between both of them simultaneously. Okay, so this is pretty much it about the types of virtualization. It is pretty easy to see the various advantages of virtualization, where you have a good degree of redundancy, then you can run a lot of different applications simultaneously, which is the biggest strength and the biggest tool which is needed for cloud computing, because you have various users accessing the same hardware at a particular time, and you need to make justice to every one of them. You cannot cater one at a particular time and then wait until this particular person finishes with his work, logs out of his system, and then go on catering to a new person. Okay, so that is pretty much it about virtualization.